everybody! Welcome to my channel. Today we're doing something fun, simple, and fast. I don't always personalize things, and it's not my favorite. And you might be in my boat, but sometimes things happen and you're like, man, I wish I could personalize a bag or a pouch or something just to give it that extra oomph when you give it as a gift to someone. Today, we're going to do that. I don't have an embroidery machine or anything like that. I have a Cricut, but I'm not a huge fan of like the vinyl personalization or anything like that. And so it got me thinking, what else could I do to personalize something? And I found these. They're letters that you could iron on if you wanted. We're not going to do that. We're going to sew, and I'm going to show you how. It's very easy and so simple. And so we'll go through just a couple of things that we're going to use today. We'll quickly sew together our project, and then I'll talk about some of the other ways that you could use these to personalize. So we're going to make just a little pouch. This is a denim backed cork from Sally Tomato. I will link it below. And this is just a 5 inch by 7 inch cut of this cork with the denim on the back. We're not doing a lining today. I really want this video just to be about how easy it is to personalize something. And because it has the denim backing, it sort of already has a lining built in. And I just got this delivered last week, I think, so I haven't actually used it yet, and I've never sewn anything with cork before, so this should be interesting. And then we have our letter, and I just buy these in a pack. It's like a multicolor pack from Amazon. I'll link those below also. We've got a zipper tape. This is like a baby blue, and I just thought they looked good together. This is from Saya Swag. I will link this below too. It's a fun color. It does have nickel zipper teeth. So we have a zipper pull. And we have these, I don't know what these are called, O-rings that open. And a little 1/2 inch wide piece of webbing that we're gonna attach our little ring to. And you could do a swivel or a D-ring or something like that. But I thought this would be cool because then you could take it on and off of things easily. I don't know. That's what went through my brain when I decided to get these and that we were going to use them. You can also add other things on really easily. I have such a hard time with those rings that like the key rings, because my nails and disaster piece. Anyways, so that's what we're using today, and we're doing it simple, you guys, and we're gonna head over to the machine here in a second. But basically what we're doing is we're gonna sew on our letter, and we're gonna attach our zipper tape. We're gonna make a cute little pouch that can be attached to a bag or a beach bag or something of that sort. And it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be simple, but it's going to be personal and so fun. This K is for my mom. That's what her name starts with. And I'm going to give this to her when I see her tomorrow. So let's head to the machine. Okay, one of the other things that I actually forgot to mention is we're going to bind our edges on the inside. So we just have this double fold bias tape that we're going to use also. Before we do anything else, we're just going to attach our zipper, and because I want this pouch to sort of come up like this, we're going to attach here. And so I just cut my zipper tape a little bit longer, no real measurement. Again, this is 5 inches wide by 7 inches long. We're just going to go in, zipper tape down, and sew this onto our pouch. This will help us understand where we can put that letter. cutting off our extra, and we're gonna top stitch this as well. I was still on a, oops, I was on an interesting stitch length from the last bag that I did. That is fine. All right, and there's our top stitch. And so now before we move on to anything else, we're just gonna find our bottom center. Make a little clip. We're going to fold the whole thing in half, which should leave us enough of a mark. Yeah, so I don't know if you can tell, but there is a crease here. And so this is where we want to put our letter. So we're just going to grab some double-sided tape. We're going to put some on the back here. And this is just going to make sure that it stays where we want it while we're sewing it. You know, I avoid double-sided tape at all costs, but here it's sort of necessary. We're also not using a bag tag because this is for my mom, but you could absolutely add a bag tag to this on the back side, or you could do it sort of one of those hang tags out the side, whichever makes the most sense. So we have our tape on. We're removing my least favorite sewing activity. Okay, there's one of three. Getting there. Sorry, guys. Okay, tape is peeled off. Finally. All right, so we're just going to line this up right in the center. We're going to take our, just going to make sure their measurement that we're in the center. We look pretty good. We're going to come over just a little bit. Okay, stick it down. So here we are. I think we'll go up a little. All right, there we go. Now what we're gonna do is simply just go around the letter and stitch. I know it sounds like it's gonna take a long time, but it really happens super fast. We're using white thread, so we're gonna go right along the white of the letter in this gold piece and just stitch it down. And you'll notice I'm switching stitch length, and that's just so that we don't go off of the letter at all. Okay, and just like that, we're personalized. We're sewn on. Just cutting the threads on the back. Obviously, since we're not lining, this is something that you will see, and doing just a light burn. All right, and so now we're gonna pull the zipper teeth apart. Don't freak out. And we're gonna come down here to the other end. And we're gonna sew this on. Now guys, I'm not measuring anything. You certainly can. But I think, you know, part of why this is so easy is because we're just kind of winging it. And we're going for it. Okay, and just like on the other side, we'll flip and top stitch. We're just finger pressing. You don't want to iron this material. Okay. We're just trimming. Trimming. All right. So now what we want to do starting to make the shape of our bag just by finger pressing. We want to put on our zipper pull so that Well, we're going to close our zipper first. Here's where it gets a little tricky. Matching up our edges, so I'm just going to cut off the extra zipper tape here. All right, now we're lining up our zipper tape so we can put in our zipper pull. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this, but here we are, living our best zipper pull lives together. All right, there we go. Okay, so pulled through, and we're going to just pull it off the other end. This will make it easier for us, I promise. And so once again, we're just pressing to create the shape that we want. So our K is on what will be the front. We want our zipper to be flat. And then we also want our zipper to open this way. So we're going to put it on this end. Use some clippies to keep our material together. And we're going to re-put on our zipper pull this time for good. I just don't like when one end of the zipper is still open, so I always pull it through twice. And I don't know that there's actually any benefit or reason for that other than my personal preference. So you certainly don't have to do it twice, especially if getting these pulls on is difficult for you, like it is for me. I just like it. All right. So we'll get that down in there and moved along. And we just want it inside of here so we don't catch it when we're sewing. Now, since it will be opening this way, we are going to attach our little piece of webbing. On this side of our project. We'll put it right there. So basically right under the zipper tape. So here's what we're looking at. Our zipper tape is flat. Okay, and all we're doing, you guys, sewing down the sides. And then we're gonna bind, and then we're gonna open, and our cute little personalized project will be done. I am sewing together at a 1/4 inch. Again, you can do your thing. This is not a pattern. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna go slow over the teeth so we don't break any needles. This needle has almost had it, so we're just making sure we're being safe. Backstitching always. right, so we're gonna trim up our zipper tape so that it's in line with our project. Do a little burn, maybe my favorite part. Although yesterday I burnt my nail. Good times, good times. Okay. Cut off any of our extra fibers. And then also too, if you're not a huge fan of binding, little projects like this are great because the binding on them is so simple and you don't have to bind this. You could just turn it. But the binding is crazy easy. It's gonna give it just a nice little finish to look. We're just going straight down the same sewing line that we just did. Easy peasy. And it just covers up our edges. Just like that. Do the same thing over here. And so if you're not a huge fan of binding because you feel like it doesn't look good or you're not good at it, a nice simple little pouch like this where you just bind straight edges will help you gain that confidence when you're binding other things. And I'm gonna tell you, you can do binding. You can. It's fun, it's easy, it's cool, makes your projects look cool. Just do it. There's my PSA for today. All right, putting our binding on, same stitches that we did before. This just covers up the raw edges. Okay. We're still gonna go slow where our zipper is. Look at that. See that? Easy. This bias tape too is very easy to work with. You can unfold it if you wanted and be all fancy with your binding. You can be like me, not fancy, but it still looks awesome. All right, so we're just gonna cut off the extra. And it's okay if the binding is raw edged. It's meant to be. We just don't want that bulk up there in our corner when we turn our pouch. Okay, that's it, you guys. Just a simple turn. And I'll meet you over at the finish table. Okay, we're at the finishing table. We are all turned out. Look at how cute. And this is big enough to fit cards. We're just gonna attach our ring really quick, or keys, or lip gloss, etc. So now we can attach it to anything we want. That's our inside. You see our binding there on both sides. And yeah, I mean, it's such a cool, fast. We did real time. I didn't speed anything up, except when I took off the double-sided tape because I'm terrible at that, which we know. But yeah, I mean, look how cute. It can hang up anything. It's perfect to add into a bigger bag. Really good for summertime that's coming up with the beach and all of that. And just a cute way to personalize. Now I have seen in some of the stores bigger bags that have like snack or travel or basically any word you can think of in like words. So you could totally personalize in that way also, where you're not personalizing for the person, but you're making some of those cool word bags that we all see when we go out to the stores. So bigger, different color or same color letters, just like something, a touch of something extra. And I think when you're making things yourself, that little bit of extra touch is really what elevates it to a whole other level. Not that it's not already there, because when you're giving somebody something that you've made, you're there already, but putting their initial on it, or, you know, if you know somebody is going away, traveling, making them a snack bag or something like that. You could even do words like love, dream, initials. The possibilities are endless, I guess is what I'm saying. Now, my mom watches all my videos, so she'll see this before I have a chance to give it to her. But thanks, Mom. I hope you like it, and I hope the rest of you enjoyed this quick, fun, easy tutorial on how to personalize something without breaking the bank when you don't do it a lot. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.